For a while, survival was enough. Like just surviving the day, surviving day by day felt like victory. There were many days when I wanted to just get through the day and get back to sleep at night. Just let me make it through the day and get back to my bed tonight. And some days I went to bed at 6 p.m. Just went to bed early because check, another day was survived. But now I'm learning how to live beyond survival. I want to live with intention and with hope and with great expectation. And that doesn't dishonor the pain. It honors the fact that I made it through it and I'm still choosing life. I'm still choosing to see the beauty in the things around me because I only have one life. I only have this one life and this one shot at life. So if you're in a season where joy feels unfamiliar, know that you're allowed to live again. You're allowed to smile again. You're allowed to experience peace and to live and live to the fullest again. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? Who knew that sooner or later I was going to pop up on these cameras with a hat? I'm going to wait, say it in the comments. Don't talk too bad about me because you already know. If you catch me stranded and I don't have nothing else, I'm going to have a hat and some lip gloss. Yeah. I may not have a lot of things. I'm going to have some hat and a lip gloss. That's what I'm going to have for sure. So for those who knew, knew. And for those who didn't know, guess what? I'm wearing a hat and I'm a fan. Hi guys. Hi. Welcome back to Becoming Marsha. I am Marsha. We are currently in a series that we are calling From the Messy Middle to Becoming His. If you are here for the very first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Make yourself feel at home. Look around, get caught up with our previous episodes so that you'll be in the know. You'll know what we're talking about. So, on today's episode, we are going to be talking about learning to love life again. What does that actually look like? As we've been in the season of transitions and we've been talking about all things transitions, the shift, the becoming, the learning to, everything, learning to stand again. We've been through them all. At this point, it's been like 10 episodes. And so today, what we want to talk about is learning to love again. So if you're ready, are you ready? Are you ready for today's episode? Let's go! I remember a while back, I was at the playground with my grandbaby, maybe a few months ago, and she wanted to go on the slides. Whatever it is about those slides, they really love those slides. So she took the stairs right to the slide, came sliding down, and she was having a ball. I mean, my girl was laughing, cackling, doing all the things. And then suddenly, she took one misstep and came tumbling down in a weird angle. Oh my gosh, it broke my heart. She started to cry and I just felt sad. She was crying. She didn't want to play anymore. She just wanted to sit there for a while as I comforted her. She sat there, she looked around, she talked to me all about her little boo-boo. I kissed her boo-boo, tried to make it better, and we just sat there for a while. And then she started showing me a bug. She started pointing towards a bug that was on the ground. We started following, chasing the bug around. Then suddenly the bug disappeared. And she stood up. She saw the swing and she wanted to go on that swing. Then from the swing to the monkey bar. Then from the monkey bar up the stairs and towards the slides. She looked at me and gave me a smile. To which I said, "Are you ready?" She shook her head. I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yeah." Before you know it, she was coming down that slide. The same slide that once caused her pain. With much excitement and joy, she came bouncing down. She just came sliding right down. This time, however, she was careful before coming down. She made sure that she sat properly. She made sure that she took her time before she engaged that slide. See, when you are hurt, you retreat, you fall back, you cry, you stand still, you reassess things, and after a while, what once scared you becomes attractive again. Over the last several episodes, we've talked a lot about grief in general and some of the things that comes with it. And what I'm surprised about is something amazing has started happening to me. I started wanting to live again. I started wanting to live, especially in the small, simple things. Wanting to laugh again. You know, back in the day, I used to be into Sex and the City. I was such a Sex and the City fan. Me and all my girlfriends, we would get together and we would just binge and watch Sex and the City. I remember there was a part in the movie right after Mr. Biggs left Carrie at the altar. We still mad at him for that. She was devastated and she went on a honeymoon. The honeymoon that they had planned, she went on that honeymoon with her girlfriends. While they were there, she asked the girls a question. She says, would I ever be able to laugh again? And Samantha looks at her and Samantha says, yes, when something is funny enough. Well, I want to laugh again. I want to laugh. I want to cackle. I want to hee right down. You know that laugh that you get in your stomach that you forget how cute you are, or you forget that you're trying to look cute and you just laugh uncontrollably. Slapping your friend, laugh out loud. You're holding your stomach around. I want to laugh again. And I don't know if you've noticed from these previous episodes that you've watched, I do a little giggle almost after everything that I say. And I keep saying that I want to stop that. But I do a giggle when I'm nervous. I'm the type of person that laughs when I'm nervous, laughs when I'm scared, laughs when I'm uncomfortable. I just laugh. But that is different. Not an anxious laugh. Not that. No, I want to. Yeah, that kind of laugh. I want to laugh like that again. Laugh that I start crying. Laugh till I start doing all the ugly things. Like, yeah, I want to laugh again because I realize that I want to enjoy life. I want to go places and actually enjoy being there. I don't want to go out and break down crying, which is what I've done several times. I'm in the middle of dinner and I start crying. I am in the middle of a comedy show and I just start crying. And I just don't want that to be the thing anymore. I want to go out. I want to enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the people that I'm with, laugh, truly be present, and truly be happy. I want that for me. I want to enjoy things again, just wanting to feel light again. Not heavy, not sad, not worried or scared or unhappy and unsure about everything. Just easy, just light, just happiness. And there can be a guilt that comes with that, especially after pain and grief. It's almost like you can't do this right now. You don't have time to be happy. Almost like you're not allowed to move forward right now. For whatever ungodly reason, you ask yourself, am I allowed to enjoy life again? Or am I going to make another mistake? Should I still be sad? Or is it weird to feel sad and happiness? Can I be sad and happy at the same time? Can I feel grief but still hope for the future? If I feel scared but unafraid at the same time, is that weird? Is that confusing? Navigating these emotions and transitions are wild. Between the highs and the lows, between the moments of wanting to be happy and the moments of wanting to retreat, it's just wild. It's just weird. I know I'm ready to move on from this place, but I am very much aware that when I move on, I'm not leaving everything behind. Some of the pain will still be there. Some of the memories will still be there. Some of the disappointment might still tinge a little bit until everything is completely gone. But should I wait for everything to be completely gone before I start enjoying life again? I don't have time. I have this one life. I don't have time. I don't have time to sit and wait to be completely healed before I feel like I can start living and start enjoying things again. And so what I've decided is I am going to have to go to dinner, be happy, and if I end up crying, just cry. Even though I don't want to do it, just do that. I'm going to have to live in this duality until I've completely left from one place to the other. I am going to have to heal on the go. So yeah, I'm ready to see what the duality of this part of transition looks like. what being ready to release pain in order to live again, to be scared but still do it, to see the beauty in the midst of all the pain. I am ready. Healing was never meant to keep us stuck. And I don't believe God intended for grief to become a permanent place or a place that we stay before we move on. I believe that healing on the go is very much a thing. Healing is trying again, going outside again, traveling again, walking again, trying to find things that make you laugh again. Not because the pain not never happened or because the pain is not there, but because life is still moving. When you look around, you see things still happening. For a while, survival was enough. Like just surviving the day, surviving day by day felt like victory. There were many days when I wanted to just get through the day and get back to sleep at night. Just let me make it through the day and get back to my bed tonight. And some days I went to bed at 6 p.m. You know, just went to bed early because check, another day was survived. But now I'm learning how to live beyond survival. I want to live with intention and with hope and with great expectation. And that doesn't dishonor the pain. It honors the fact that I made it through it and I'm still choosing life. I'm still choosing to see the beauty in the things around me because I only have one life. I only have this one life and this one shot at life. So if you're in a season where joy feels unfamiliar, know that you're allowed to live again. You're allowed to smile again. You're allowed to experience peace and to live and live to the fullest again. I saw and I remember this song. I saw it came across my Instagram on a reel and it says, fall in love again and again. Fall in love again and again. Fall in love again and again. I'm going to try to find a tune to that. Fall in love again and again. Fall in love again and again. And that's what I want to do. I want to fall in love with life again. Like I've been saying, I really do believe that through every season, God is with us. His joy is with us. And He doesn't want us to live without hope. Through the ups and downs, the valleys and the mountains, the mountaintops, the everything, the valley lows, the everything. Not just the breaking, not just the grief, but most definitely in the rebuilding of our lives. God wants to be in the rebuilding of our lives. He desires for us, He desires for us to have hope. And while we're on it, healing doesn't look one way. It doesn't look like sitting at home having these deep conversations, staying in one place, doing one thing. It doesn't look like that. I realize that when something is healing or when you're healing, it makes me think about a scab. When you have a scab, it heals, it hurts while it's healing. And while you're applying all the medication to make it better, it still hurts. But you can't sit and wait for it to stop hurting in order for you to try to move on, try to move past, try to get dressed and do all the things that you have to do. No, you have that scab, you have that hurt, you have that wound. And while it is healing, in the midst of the pain, you have to keep moving forward. And so, what I've said to myself is okay, Marsha, you can't sit and wait for everything to look like it's completely healed for you to move forward, for you to enjoy and live life again. Healing doesn't always look like having deep, long conversations, right? That's not the only way it looks. Sometimes it looks like booking the trip, taking that trip you've always wanted to take, going for a walk, sitting by the water, hearing the waterfalls, or even going to the beach, putting your hands on something like helping in your community, in your church, or an organization that gives back. My point is, when you're ready, give yourself permission to embrace whatever healing looks like, however it shows up in its many different ways. My heart is slowly opening up again, opening to new hope, to new love of life, to new ideas, new things, to seeing the world differently. And for that, I'm super excited and I'm grateful for me. Just being able to open my eyes to all the possibilities, all of the things that are around me, and what that means for me. As I see people moving on with their lives and people doing things, I want to get in there and I want to jump right in. There's still grief, there's still hurt, but I'm also healing. I'm also hopeful. I'm also still becoming. And I'm also learning how to love this life to the fullest. And believe it or not, learning to live life to the fullest is healing. Learning to live life to the fullest is part of your journey of becoming. I see the world differently for the very first time in a very long time. And I'm super excited about that for me. I'm excited about that for me. All my kids are grown, taking on different paths, doing different things in their lives. And that gives me a new lease on life. I'm still young and I still have the ability to do all the things that I want to do. So instead of sitting here waiting for one cycle to be completely finished before I engage or before I move forward towards another cycle, I'm not going to do that. I am going to heal on the go because I have the capacity to do so. And in moving forward, some of the things that I encounter, I believe that those will be some of the very things that help me to heal. So, my encouragement to you is to do the same. Don't sit in one place waiting for your boo boo to completely heal before you decide to get up and jump back on the slide. That ride coming back, that ride, that experience after the hurt is going to feel so conquering. As my grandbaby came down back the second time and she realized that I didn't fall this time, I was okay. The joy that lit up on her face was worth her facing her fear and having the courage to slide again. Putting one foot in front of the other and sliding again, that is healing too. Going back to the place that once hurt you, that once caused you pain, and realizing that you can stand in it and you can be okay. Just being able to face it is healing. Just being able to face it and see that it doesn't have the power and the control over you that it once did, that is healing. I want to challenge you. If you know of a woman who's in her own messy middle, do me a favor and send this episode to her. If this episode has been good to you, if you enjoyed it, please like, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. New episodes drop every Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Hit the notification button so that you will be notified when every new episode has been dropped. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye! Healing was never meant to keep us stuck. And I don't believe God intended for grief to become a permanent place or a place that we stay before we move on. I believe that healing on the go is very much a thing. Healing is trying again, going outside again, traveling again, walking again, trying to find things that make you laugh again. Not because the pain not never happened or because the pain is not there, but because life is still moving. When you look around, you see things still happening.